The freak out from the left over Donald Trump visiting a McDonald's is hilarious. I want to talk about that and play some footage. Let's check it out.
I think I should I take off my jacket? I think so. The press wants to see this. Oh, he's a wealthy guy. He owns a lot of McDonald's. That's great. Thank you. Okay. I think it's good. You want to do it? Yeah.
Mr. Trump, what's your favorite thing to order at McDonald's?
I like it all. I like every ounce of it, everything. But I do like the French fries while I'll be working. I listened to Kamala. She said it was so hot. It was so hot. It was such a tough job. But John, you have a man that's been doing it for many years with the French fries, right?
I want to learn everything.
I'm going to learn how to do it right now. Thank you.
Welcome here.
So President Trump, I hired that's Jason. Jojo's going to teach you some drive-through. I have to hand some food out, and this is Frank, who's going to be more than happy to help you teach fries.
Fantastic. Let's do it.
We're going to start over here on the fry house. I'm going to take the lead at first and show you the basics, and then I'll pass it over to you. All right? First thing we're going to do is we're going to grab a basket of fries. Move the fryer. We're going to slowly and gently lower them in. But we don't burn ourselves. We're going to hit the fry timer. And then we got a lot of fries today, so we're going to cut another basket going. Grab the basket out. Lower it in. And then hit the timer. Now, within a couple seconds, the duty timer is going to go off. When that duty timer goes off,
I don't see what the big deal is. So let's get into the freak out.
I mean, if you're on his campaign, and I know you are certainly not, I'm not making any implication of that, but what is the logic behind this, going to a McDonald's? I mean, we know the guy likes Big Macs and filet of fish, and he's used the word love to describe the way.
See, even the way she said that, it's like she just has to take a stab at Trump. He just loves McDonald's. I mean, I don't know, I just found that kind of funny. But they lost their minds over this. Let's keep going.
He feels about the food there before. But what's this about?
There's no logic to it. It's a stunt. He has not put forth an economic agenda. He, as you know, appears to be not well. And he's engaged in some really bizarre types of activities during this campaign. So this is just another one of those stunts that he will continue on through the campaign. And I think that we need to really focus on making sure that he is not elected, of course, because he is a threat to our democracy.
Oh
but
my
also
gosh.
The Harris-Loss agenda is about the economy, reducing the cost of living, reducing the cost of prescription drugs, reducing the cost of housing, and making life better for everyone. And that's what we have to focus on and make sure we get every voter to the polls and make sure that the voters vote for the future, not taking the country backwards, as you see what Donald Trump continues to try to do. So I'm urging and encouraging everyone to get to the polls and vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz to be their next president and vice.
Okay, what is he doing to take us back? Did he take us back during his first 4 years in office? What is this nonsense that they're talking about? And saying that he's engaging in some bizarre activities by stopping at a McDonald's to get behind get in the kitchen and serve up some fries and work the drive-through. What is bizarre about that? It's a campaign stop. He said he said he was going to do it. He said a couple weeks ago he's going to go to McDonald's. He's going to work in the kitchen, and he did exactly that. If this was Kamala Harris, they would have been all over this. And plus, it wouldn't have been genuine. Like, if she does this, it's not genuine. Nobody would buy it. And it's to me, it's two things. No matter what the reason was for this, to troll Kamala Harris or to come off as he can be a regular everyday guy and he has no problem getting behind the counter, putting on an apron, and serving up some fries at a company that is as American as it gets. Everybody knows McDonald's. And it illustrated a couple of things. Like, I was reading an article how it illustrates how you can be behind there making fries at an American company, huge brand recognition, and you could one day have your own franchise. I mean, no matter what the reason was, the media freaked out over it because it's getting massive play across the country. It hit the airwaves. It's all over Twitter, X. It's all over Instagram. Everybody saw it. But here are some pictures of Trump serving up fries at McDonald's. We'll get into some more video footage here in a second. It's a great look. The optics are great, and as Dan Bongino says, it's about snapshots and sound bites. The American people see this and they love it.
Open it up. Keep it tight. We got the salt on it. Never touches the human hand.
Very good.
Nice and full.
Thank you.
Good. Open it up. I wouldn't mind this job. I like this job. I think I might come back and do it again.
Thank you.
Look at that. Look at that. How are you?
Thank you, Mr. President.
Nice to see you.
You made it possible for ordinary people like us to meet you.
You're not ordinary.
I mean, thank you so much
You
for
are not
everything you're
ordinary.
doing.
I can see.
We pray for you, and you are the type of person we want to be the president.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
So nice. Thank you very much. Yeah, I took a bullet. That's right.
Thank you, Mr. President.
When you think about it, I guess that's right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I could do this all day.
I mean, you see, it made people's day. People were very happy to see him. He's coming out there and just being with the people. Like the guy said, he was so happy to see him. You made it possible for us to meet regular everyday people like us, to meet you. And like in Trump fashion, say you're just not a regular everyday person. So he's showing that he cares about the people. He loves people. He loves to get out there and talk. He talks to people's kids, their families. He was very interested. I'll do a video on the barbershop visit, but he gets out there and he talks to people. He's very interested in what you do, how you're doing, what you do for a living, what your job entails. So the freak out is unnecessary. I mean, of course, anything he does, they're going to freak out. But him going to McDonald's, you love to see it. If I were working at that McDonald's and I heard Donald Trump was coming to my location to get in the kitchen and serve up some fries, I'd be happy. I'd be ecstatic about that. Let's keep going. So here's Pennsylvania. People lined up to see him. I even fixed the ice cream machine because McDonald's famously has issues with the ice cream machines. Yeah, but people love to see these types of things. And the media freak out, and just the freak out in general from the left is absolutely hilarious. Trump didn't work in a McDonald's. He posed. Well, of course, he didn't actually work in a McDonald's. This was, of course, a campaign event. And campaign events are largely staged. That's what that is. It's a campaign stop. McDonald's put out a statement about Kamala Harris claiming that she worked at McDonald's. I'm going to read this for you. McDonald's stated that it has no record of Kamala ever working for the company, but they made it clear she is welcome to work for one of them at one of its restaurants, as Trump did earlier. This is McDonald's. Earlier today, former President Donald Trump visited a McDonald's restaurant in Pennsylvania following a request made to our local franchisee. As we've seen, our brand has been a fixture of conversation this election style. While we've not sought this, it's a testament of how much McDonald's resonates with so many Americans. McDonald's has not endorsed candidates for elected office and remains true in the race for the next president. We are not red or blue, we are golden. Though we are not a political brand, we've been proud to hear former President Trump's love for McDonald's and Vice President Harris's fond memories working under the arches. While we and our franchisees don't have records for all positions dating back to the early 1980s, what makes 1 in 8 so powerful is the shared experience so many Americans have had. Yeah, I mean, whether or not she worked there, it's not really a big deal to me. But the fact that, I mean, a lot of people think that she said this because she wants to come off as relatable, even though McDonald's, everybody knows McDonald's, so like it's like she picked a brand out of the sky and chose like the most popular one and said she worked there to seem like she's, oh, I'm just a middle class Kamala Harris. I'm just a middle class, what she said, working class girl, whatever she said, the line she always says, I'm a middle class woman or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, when owner operator Derek uh, Gianantonio, I can't pronounce that, was approached by local law enforcement regarding former President Trump's desire to visit a Pennsylvania restaurant. He was proud to highlight how he and his team served their local community and make delicious food, like our world famous French fries. Upon learning the former president's request, we approached it, excuse me, through the lens of one of our core values. We open our doors to everyone, as a business should. Businesses should not play one side or the other. I think American companies should be down the middle, be neutral. It's with the same approach that franchisees have invited, Vice President Harris and Governor Walz to their restaurants in order to share how McDonald's provides meaningful pathways to economic opportunity and feeds and fosters local communities. As this election season nears its completion, the resources we've shared in recent months will be especially important. Yeah, so you get the gist of that. They're open to both sides coming in and for a campaign stop. I think that's great. Like I said, McDonald's is as American as you can get, and it's something that people can relate to. So I think it's versus Trump going into French Laundry or something like that, or some other high-end restaurant. He goes into McDonald's where everyday Americans eat there, day in and day out. Millions of people eat McDonald's every single day. And yeah, McDonald's, I mean, it's some of it's okay, some is good, but hey, I do crave a McChicken, a spicy McChicken from time to time. Let's keep going on about this media freakout. It's from Red State. The telling press meltdown over Trump just got much dumber. So there was an article put out by Newsweek saying an inspection report for the McDonald's restaurant in Pennsylvania cited employees having not properly cleaned, have not hands clean and properly washed. McDonald's Trump worked at failed last health inspection. Of course, they're going to dig and find everything possible. Of course, I'm sure there are millions of places across the country that have failed some kind of inspection. And nobody's perfect. Not every place is going to be perfect. Of course, there may have been a few dings here and there. But of course, if you went to any McDonald's across the country, I'm sure they would have found something wrong with it. They would have found that there was a convicted murderer who ate there in 1985. So they would have turned it into Trump went to a McDonald's where a murderer ate. I mean, come on. Now, they would have found anything. All right. This is more McDonald's, a college job, and a Trump attack. Donald Trump has claimed without evidence that Ms. Harris never worked the fast food chain. Her campaign and friends said that she did. Now they're getting into this meme that he posted about of him in a Pittsburgh Steelers uniform. Newsweek. Donald Trump has shared what is likely an AI-generated image on his Truth Social account showing him as a player for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Why is this a story? Why is that newsworthy? We know he doesn't play for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But he went to the game and got all kinds of love, and then of course they're upset over that because it's in Pennsylvania, big battleground state, and the crowd was chanting USA. Yeah, and then Tim Walz, of course, was upset over this. But Trump never actually worked there. Kamala Harris, she actually did. I mean, this was genius. This was a genius move by Donald Trump. And they're also complaining that he never actually worked there. He didn't fill out a W-2. It was a staged event. Of course, it was staged. Like I said, campaign stops are staged. You have to get security involved. You have to make arrangements, all kinds of arrangements. And yes, it was staged. We know Trump did not fill out a W-2 at McDonald's and is receiving a paycheck. We know that these people were contacted to go to the line, and get place an order and be served by Donald Trump. But of course, the media is too stupid to understand that. Either they're too stupid or they just don't care. They're trying to make you believe that this is just optics. This is just optics. And it was, of course, a lot of this like snapshots and sound bites. But they're trying to make you believe that this was some bogus, crazy event, the great crazy thing that he did. But anyway, Piers Morgan, who is no Trump fan, had a lot to say about this. Even if you flipping fries at McDonald's, Oprah Winfrey once said, if you're excellent, everybody wants to be in your line. He says, I thought of this quote when Donald Trump turned up yesterday at a McDonald's restaurant in suburban Philadelphia to work a shift making French fries, then handing bags of food to drive-through customers. As political stunts go, this might have been the best I've ever seen because it served two very powerful purposes in the presidential race. First, it reminds voters that his rival Kamala Harris has repeatedly boasted about having a summer job at McDonald's to make her sound more relatable to her fellow Americans. But to date, not a single person has been able to verify this. This is quite extraordinary given how specific she has been, with her campaign team stating that she has worked at McDonald's on Central Avenue in Alameda, California in 1983 after her freshman year at Howard University, working the cash register, French fry station, and ice cream machine. But then she didn't mention it in her memoir, nor does it appear on the 1987 resume she submitted when applying for a position to the Alameda County District Attorney's Office, despite her listing other work experiences. It was like it never happened at all. Even more intriguingly, the New York Times reported Sunday in subsequent years, Ms. Harris talked so little about her long ago job at McDonald's that even some of her close friends, aides, did not know she had worked there. Forgive me, but I smell some gigantic, disingenuous rat that Trump's been smelling about Kamala's supposed McDonald's career move. And it matters because it goes right to the heart of the Democrats' candidate persistent pitch that she is the truth antidote to fork-tongued Trump. If you're going to position yourself in a bastion of honesty, you can't tell a brazen self-promoting I'm the middle class just like you fibs about working at McDonald's. This is why this is a big deal. The second reason why Trump's stunt worked so effectively is because McDonald's is about the purest personification manageable to the American free market dream. This is what I was talking about. A place where everyone can afford to eat, and equally where everyone has a shot at potentially running a McDonald's franchise one day. There are 13,562 restaurants in America, McDonald's restaurants, a third of all McDonald's outlets in the entire world. There are 50 states spread across over 5,000 cities and serve 25 million people a day, approximately 7.5% of the U.S. population. Staggeringly, 9 out of 10 American households visited McDonald's at least once in the past year. And the number one biggest selling item on the menu is the original basic French fries. So when Trump announced, I've always wanted to work at McDonald's, as he arrived yesterday, and then donned his apron to start preparing those very fries, he was tapping directly into a job that so many of his countrymen can consistently relate to. Amazon's billionaire Jeff Bezos worked at McDonald's, as did the likes of Jay Leno, Pink, James Franco, Pharrell Williams, and Olympic great Carl Lewis, and have so many millions of ordinary non-celebrities. McDonald's is the great unifier, crossing all race, gender, and age creed divides. And Trump was very clearly loving it every minute and was a temporary employee of the iconic burger chain. I could do this all day. I love McDonald's. I love jobs. I love to see good jobs. Members of the carefully screened public drove through to be handed free bags of food by the former and possibly next president, we're all loving it too. Yeah, so Trump Trump tapped into something that, like this article says, a lot of Americans can relate to. 9 out of 10 households visited McDonald's in the past year. I'm one of those. I don't eat there often. My wife does more than I do. She gets this little coupon where she gets $1.50 a breakfast sandwich or something. So she stops there before work sometimes. But there are those days where I'm like, hey, I feel like eating a McChicken, a spicy McChicken. So I went a couple of times in the past year, and you can find them all over the place. There is one, I can think of two off the top of my head within a 5 mile radius of where I live. You can go anywhere in the country and find a McDonald's. I mean, they're everywhere. I mean, like I said, McDonald's is an iconic brand. And so, yes, celebrities have worked there. All from, athletes have worked there. It's an all, you even have commercials with LeBron James and Dwight Howard. And we had Trump in a McDonald's commercial many years ago. I mean, McDonald's is actually, I mean, you can't get away from it. So this is why this is so huge for Donald Trump and why the left is freaking out. If Kamala did this first, oh yeah, they would have been all over this. But the fact that Trump did it, upstaged her, had a great weekend, at the Pittsburgh Steelers game, at the barbershop in the Bronx, he is winning this election right now. He is dominating. Heading into November, he is on top. So we'll see what happens, but I thought this was hilarious. The media freak out is funny. I want to see what he's going to do next. I mean, snapshots and sound bites are what people see the most. They see this picture of Donald Trump putting on an apron, serving up fries, and you love it. You've got to love it. All right, guys, we're going to leave it right there. Like and subscribe. See you next time. Thank you. Take care.